Okay, hi everybody. This is the video for the Home Connection student strategies. I know it's not super clear right now. There we go. Maybe it will clear up a little bit as we go. First thing that I'm going to say, because lots of you have been forgetting, is to put your name at the top. Stop the video right now and write your name. And if you're in my class, your number as well. Okay, let's get started then. It says for number 1, Juliana loves multiplying by 8 because she can double, double, double. Write an expression to show how Juliana would solve 8 times 23. Now remember, we've talked a whole bunch of times about double means 2, something times 2. So she's going to double, double, double the 8. So double 2 times double times 2, double, 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 times then their other number is 23. Now, if you wanted to put parentheses in it there, you could do like this, double, 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 23, but they're not necessary, remember, because it's all multiplication. So what is 8 times 23? Well, I'm going to double 23 to 46, and then I'm going to double 46, and if I can't do that in my head, I'm going to write it down. 46 plus 46, 6 plus 6 is 12, carry my 1, 8, 9, 92, and then I have to I've only doubled, I still need to double again, so 92 plus 92, so my answer is 184. C says, write an expression that shows a different way to solve 8 times 23. Maybe you would do a partial product on this, and that's what I'm going to put. If you have a different way, perhaps you would do an over strategy with 10 times 23 and take away two groups of 23. But I'm going to do a partial product of 8 times 20 plus 8 times 3. Just remember that this is an expression, so it means that you're not going to put an equal sign and you're not going to solve it. Number 2 says, Kevin was asked to add 6 and 9, then multiply by 17. Which expression shows Kevin's problem? Well, this one shows 6 plus 9 times 17, but we know that if we are doing this problem without parentheses, we would start with the 9 times 17 and then add 6, so that's not right. B shows 6 plus 9 in parentheses times 17. That sounds right, but let's look at C just to make sure. This one shows 6 plus and then 9 times 17 in parentheses, so we would start with the 9 times 17. So it would be B as the correct answer. Now we have an example here in the middle of our paper, which are always handy and helpful when we're trying to solve these problems. So here's our example. Elizabeth needed to multiply 7 and 8 and then subtract 13. Write an expression to show the problem, then solve the problem and write an equation. So right here, they wrote the expression, 7 times 8 and subtract 13, and then they solved it. That's the equation. So now we're going to do the same thing on number 3. It says Caden divided 96 by 12 and then multiplied by 6. Write an expression to show the problem, then solve the problem and write an equation. Okay, so he divided 96 divided by 12, and I'm going to put parentheses around that, and then he multiplied by 6. Okay, that's the expression. Now the equation is where we're going to actually solve. And I don't know about you, but 96 divided by 12 is not one that I know very easily. I'm going to start, I know that it's going to be bigger than 5 because 5 times 12 is 60, is 6. So then I'm going to add 6. 60 plus 6 is, 60, and then one more group of 12 is 72. So that's divided by 6. And then 7 adding 12 more gets me to 84. 8 adding 12 more gets me to 96. So it's 8 times 6 equals 48. And we really should write 96 divided by 12 times 6 equals 48. All right. going on to the back, evaluate the following expressions. So again, remember, evaluate means that you actually solve them. So I'm going to start here with the 9 times 7. And if I don't know my 9s very well, remember I can do the finger trick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's 6 on this side and 3 on this side, so 63. So 81 minus 63, I have to stack that one up. Whoops, 81, not 61. 81 minus 63, 11, so 8 equals 18. Okay, and then 54 divided by 6 times 9. Well, I just did those clues. Let's see if 6 times 9 equals 54. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5, and 4. So this is 9 times 8, and 9 times 8 equals 72. All right, here we go with volume again. How many 1 by 1 by 1 cubes are in the following rectangular prisms? For each problem, write an expression and evaluate it to find the number of cubes. Okay, remember, to find volume, we do length times width times height. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times 1, 2, 3, 4 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so 5 times 4 times 8 is my expression. Now I need to multiply that to get the number of cubes. I know that 5 times 4 is 20 times 8, and 8 times 2 equals 16, so 160 cubes. Okay, number 7. I'm going to give you a second here, pause the video, and try to do it by yourself. All right, let's do it together. Check your work. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cubes across. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cubes back. And then 1, 2, 3 up. Okay, now I just do my multiplying. 7 times 6 is 42, right? 42 times 3, so I'm going to double it. 42 doubled is 84, and then 84 plus another 42 equals 126 cubes. All right, once again, I always want you to try the challenge. And the challenge says, Chloe is sorting items at a thrift store. She finds a box of tiny blocks that has 1,344 written on the outside. She can see that each layer in the box has 64 blocks. Wow. How many layers of blocks are there? So this challenge is actually a challenge, but let's think about it. If there were 20 layers, well, let's start with 10. If there were 10 layers, there would be 64 times 10, so 640. That's not even close, right? So equals 10 layers. So let's say there's 20 layers, so we add that up. So that equals 20 layers. I'm not quite there yet, but let's see if we add 64 to our 1280. Do I get my number? So we could have done this as a ratio table. Okay, one layer has 64, 10 layers has 640, 20 layers has 1,280. Oops, I wrote 200 layers there. That should have been 20. And 21 layers has 1,344, so 21 layers. What is another way Chloe could arrange the 1,344 blocks to fit in a different box? So the way we want to think about that is that we want to think about how can we maybe divide up these numbers, 64 and 21. So I know 64 is 8 times 8. So she could do 8 times 8 on each layer times 21. 21 could be 3 times 7 times 64. There's a lot of different ways, and then you can figure them out. All right, thanks for watching. Hope that made sense. If you still have questions, please ask.